Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Stormguard, The Darkness is Coming. I'll give you my first impressions of this video game. I've played a little bit of it, and I think I can sort of give you the basic ideas of what this game is about, and tell you more or less all that you need to know about it before your decision to whether investigate this game further or pick it up yourselves. So, I would describe this as a roguelite, with elements of something like The Darkest Dungeon and Hand of Fate put together, with Heroes of Might and Magic combat. Sounds pretty good? It's basically what it is. I'm going to get in sort of in depth a little bit more on the specific mechanics and stuff like that, but if you just take a look at the game, sort of from afar, if you will, it's basically Darkest Dungeon and Hand of Fate mashed together with combat from Heroes of Might and Magic. So, this is your party here, as you can see. No, this is a building. This is not your party. That would be a very different game. Right there. Okay? Gentlemen? Hello, gentlemen. This is my party right now. This is the most standard party of all time ever. Healer, tank, ranged, archer person, which it is pretty much a DPS, isn't it? Considering the amount of damage this guy does, yes, I would call him a DPS. So, healer, tank, DPS, the most standard of all parties. This is by no means your only way of going about through the game, your only party. You can recruit other heroes, more exotic in nature, of course. But more on that in a bit. Essentially, this is, if you play Darkest Dungeon, this is your sort of base, and you upgrade this by finishing missions and investing in it. There's a sanctuary, which is pretty much exactly taken from the Darkest Dungeon, where heroes go here to restore their constitution. There is a tavern, you recruit new people there. There is a shop, training hall, armory, graveyard, and steward's office, where you perform domestic duties. The graveyard, I mean, it's fairly obvious what it is. Armory, training hall, and shop I have yet to unlock, but I can guess what those are. Anyways, so, what is the core of the gameplay like? Well, if you click over here and take a mission, let's say a short one and an easy one, if at all possible, because this game is difficult. Is it more difficult than Darkest Dungeon? No. Though, again, I have little experience with it, as I am professionally moving my microphone. I have not that much experience with Darkest of Dungeon, and I have not that much experience with this, but I would say pretty much on a sort of similar level. Now, graphically, the game's, from a graphical fidelity standpoint, it's not the most gorgeous-looking game ever. I don't think it's going to win any prizes, right? It's serviceable, and as far as the entire aesthetic goes, I'm not exactly moved by it. It's just sort of just standard graphics, right? It's nothing to brag about, or it's not anything to point out that's either specifically good or specifically bad in the game. So it'll do, basically, is what I'm trying to say. This is the map. This is how pretty much all of your missions look like. Of course, the map will be different and will have different paths and so on and so forth, but this is pretty much how your map looks like. Your party starts in one place, and you click on these boxes to have them go there. In each and every one of these boxes, you will find different events that are procedurally randomly generated. So you'll find dwarves bickering with elves, and you can choose to intervene on one side or the other. You can find a cave with a bunch of dead people inside and choose to go in and, I don't know, look for treasures or whatever. I mean, you can guess how well that will end. And so on and so forth. So, let's go there and see what's there. Hi. Sanctuary. You find yourself surrounded by a group of mysterious creatures. They greet you and my apologies. And seem to have specialized in treating wounds. Recover 10 constitution for 42 gold. How much gold? I have 525 gold. Yeah, sure. There we go. Excellent. I needed a bit of constitution to be recovered from my last two missions because, well, they were kind of disastrous. Especially my first combat. A merchant offers food. I will buy 5 food for 18 gold, or 10 food for 19 gold. I think this needs a little bit of work. Yes, I will just take the better deal. Of course. I think the economy there needs a little bit of work. So, you drew a spike trap, leaving your whole party severely hurt, while you try to stop the bleeding undead attack. Make them pay for it or try to escape. You're facing some harmless undead. Yeah, make them pay for it. Prepare for a fight. So, in my experience, undead are very weak. Unfortunately, we're starting the combat with bleeding. Oh, it's only one. So it's in... Oh, no it's not. It's 3 of them. Unfortunately, we do have bleeding, but what we also have is a healer, which is going to cast a spell on one of our people. You, primarily. So, dismiss condition on him. And that should heal your bleeding, right? Yes, it did. It healed his bleeding. And, also going to dismiss condition of someone else. Oh, it takes 3 turns to cool down, so you're not going to do that, I'm afraid. What you will do is move up. This is how combat looks like. Now, I did speed up the animation times. Why? Because they felt way too slow for a game of this type. I may have sped them up way too much, I will admit, but I think this is... Yeah, this is a bit too fast. Okay, can we actually change that mid-game, I wonder? Menu, options... Yes, we can... Just accelerate them by a little bit. Okay. Because they were a little bit slow. Okay, so this is what your combat looks like. This is what pretty much... You've seen one fight, you've seen all of them, now, except for the fact that there will be a ton of variety when it comes to facing different enemies, obviously. I've faced some humans, some dwarves, and some undead. Though never before have I faced a ghoul, so that should be somewhat entertaining. Right, the ghoul moving up a bit further than expected there. Did I actually fix this guy's bleeding, or was that a waste of one of my skills? Potentially, I don't know. So, let's go for this one, because he doesn't have any shield, and I think I'm guaranteed to do damage to him. And he has a big longsword, which can probably do quite a bit to me. Now, the archer, or the DPS guy, can do a ton of damage with a close-range shot, so let's do that. Boom. And we've now discovered that this person is a little bit tough, so what we're going to do is we're going to move here, and we're going to try and cripple him. He evaded that. Nasty little bugger. Okay. Blonk. There we go. Let's see what they decide to do. They went for my... Oh! That was a bit misplayed, wasn't it? Probably. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, I might die here. I might actually die here, which would be a tad bit embarrassing, but, oh well. So, you pick from a variety of skills here. You also have potions. Right now I only have mana potions, but there are, I assume, a larger variety than just 2, though I have pretty much used up all of them. I had, like, 3 or 4 health potions. I used them up as well, so... Yeah. Anyways, I think what we're going to do here is... Sorry, I think you are going to target him. Or can you not do... Oh no, they're in the melee phase right now. Ooh, that's a bit of a shame. Yeah, I definitely misplayed the living hell out of this, but the DPS dude should be able to get out of it, you know, trouble-free. Well, this guy will have a bit of a... Maybe a bit of a problem with dealing with the undead, though these are fairly harmless enemies. I say that as he does a critical hit on me. Anyways, this is basically the combat. Now, visually, I will say it isn't anything, you know, overly impressive, yes, but that's not where the strength of this game lies. The random encounters, as I said, are, well, quite random indeed. and they sort of drive the game forward in this. You sort of feel this urge to explore, if you will. But other than that, the game does a great job at providing you with a decent amount of options when it comes to combat. It's also entertaining, despite, you know, as I said, oh, God.
Kill these foul creatures or they'll kill us all. Remember, a good commander is always cautious. Don't lower your guard.
Well then, that was, it seemed a little bit unfortunate that all three of his attacks hit so damn hard, but okay, we lost a hero, and I think we're about to lose another one as well, because he can do 3 attacks, right? No, double hit. Okay, not a triple hit.
For if you do, we will all die.
Evaded, really? Yeah, it's about as lucky as you're gonna get, mate. And there we go. At the end we received experience, gold, some food, and also lost one of our party members, which is a disaster. So, there you go. Buy books of experience for 78 gold, sure. Get a bunch of experience, and, obviously travelling each tile takes, or rather reduces one, actually reduces 2 food because I have 2 companions, right? Some orcish training grounds. The local chieftain suggests doing a few training rounds with you. Will you accept? Participate in the training? Sure. I think it's never polite to decline an orc when he wants to train with you, so sure. Don't get sidetracked. Yeah, I don't really want to fight now because I lost my main tank. Pay their toll. Yep, I'm going to pay their toll because I really, really do not want to fight. I'll try to crack it open with your weapons. Oh god, and then the undead attacked. Of course they did. Oh dear, I am so dead. Oh, I am so dead. What is this? What are you? It's a zombie. I mean, thankfully they're all melee units, which actually in retrospect is not that good, is it? Oh dear. Well, I mean, I screwed up by losing that tank. Yep. Run away! Run away. Run away. Far away from the enemy. As far away as you can. You can actually cripple the zombie, because he seems a little bit tough. If you can actually cripple him, that would be amazing, thank you. And then focus the other 2 down. I don't get another attack, do I? No, I don't. Cripple targets obviously can move a bit tougher, so the game does a fairly good job at explaining these things. And I like the combat, and it does a fairly good job at executing said combat as well. Even though, as I said, the classes might be right now a little bit, you know, very standard and nothing too interesting about them, whereas in games like Hand of Fate, well, maybe not like, less so in Hand of Fate, but in games like The Darkest Dungeon, you had very unique classes that can turn into monsters and zombies and abominations and stuff. I imagine you do unlock quite a bit more later, though just how much I am uncertain at this point, I'm afraid. Obviously, it's just a first impression, not a review. So, you mean to tell me you don't have line of sight with that guy? I am not inclined to believe you. I'm sorry. Yeah, that could be addressed, because you clearly do have line of sight with him.
Don't fear. They may look intimidating, Lord Commander.
I'd love it if you can actually move out of there now.
Anything else?
And turn. Get into melee combat again with him and try and... You're actually going to attack... Oh! Crippled. That's not nice, obviously. You can also heal him. The healer is quite powerful, provided you use him, of course, which, I must say I haven't really. And of course, you get to equip your characters with different items as well. I should have mentioned that at the start, that they are not just, you know, meat shields or whatever. They do actually have their own personalities. Now, they do have their own abilities. They do have their own items and stuff like that. For example, this guy, or this guy, one of these two started without boots. Actually started the entire journey without boots, so we've now fixed that problem, obviously. We can also heal Other here for... are basically in a desperate attempt to keep him alive, and we can also lunge and see just how much that's going to do. I think it's going to do enough damage for you to survive this turn, so... oh, sorry, this particular combat, so yeah, fair enough. The Archer and the Mage managed to, or the Priest, or whatever you want to call him, is... a healer, yeah, his class is actually a healer, so they managed to get out of there alive, and that's it. Buy 3 potions for 48 gold. Sure, I have plenty of gold. 2 mana, 1 health potion, and 1 scroll of experience. And mission complete, there we go. Okay, so we lost one of our main dudes, but unlocked the shop and the training hall. There we go. Here you can buy food and potions. Again, pretty much like in the Darkest Dungeon, except that the combat is obviously different, and which I would argue is the main core part of the game, but still, it is somewhat different. Leveling up your heroes and stuff like that is somewhat similar. Obviously, they will mechanics will all be different. I mean, trinkets and items were a lot more important, I think, in Darkest of Dungeons is what I said there. In the Darkest Dungeon, but you know, the sort of overall general theme and sort of basic broad principles, I think, remain pretty much the same. Let's actually hire a guard, I think. Yeah, there we go. And we can hire another archer, maybe? Or do we not have enough gold for that? Oh, this guy. What's this guy? Master Healer. Ooh. Can I not hire him? No? Can I not hire you? No, I cannot. Okay. There's also Panic, which needs to be reduced. I'm, well, you pretty much sort of do missions and you do good in them and Panic gets reduced. It's pretty much that type of principle. And also, depending on different missions you take, Panic will be increased or decreased. There we go. That's, I think, a very quick look at this game without going too much in depth with all the specific mechanics of each class or whatever, but a sort of general look at it. My sort of conclusion for this is, despite its appearance and maybe a sort of simplistic graphic style and stuff like that, I would say do not judge this game harshly and don't be overly critical of it off the get-go, you know, give it a shot, is what I'm saying. You can also rename your characters here, like, there we go, make him have, you're gonna have that name, you're going to have, I don't know, naming off of stuff from my channel. It's shameless self-promotion, there we go, and you can be... There we go. Boom. So, yep, it's pretty much a different take on Darkest Dungeon. If you enjoyed that game, I guarantee that you're going to enjoy this one. It's similar enough to make you very familiar with it, but it's different enough in its style and the enemies you face and the combat to you know, provide a whole different experience from the core. You know, despite the entire structure system and the entire hero upgrading and the party system being sort of similar, I think the combat and the enemies you face are different enough to provide you with a completely different experience from the get-go, so, or a core different experience, shall we call it. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You upgrade your heroes and you do missions and hopefully you save the world and don't fail at being, well, don't fail at your job, basically, which is being a hero, right? Can we do anything in the steward's office? I think we can, I think we can. Maybe not yet. Anyways, that'll be pretty much everything. Thank you very much for watching. My name has been Juggernaut, and these have been my first impressions of The Stormguard. Darkness is Coming. Yes, I had to check to make sure I didn't fail miserably there. That's pretty much it for now. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe down below if you enjoyed this video. And, you know, if you want to stay tuned with the rest of the content that I produce on the channel. Until next time, take care, and bye-bye.